Welcome to the third episode of Couch Talk November. I am joined by my love, my best friend, motivational speaker, author, and Olympic bronze medalist, Akeem Haynes. How are you doing, Akeem?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. So recently on your podcast, you put out an episode that I really enjoyed and related to, and it was about how do we find enjoyment in our ordinary, mundane days? How do we get through what can be a pretty boring everyday life? How do we find joy in that?
Well, I think oftentimes, success sometimes can be pretty boring, right? Because you're doing the same thing over and over again. And that's what makes a person an expertise, and that's what gains them the experience by doing the same thing over and over in time. That's how you develop, a person who is a masterful, whatever the category may be. But I think when you're in that routine and that schedule, you need to mix it up. Let me give you an example. For people who like to watch YouTube videos, don't feel bad about that. I like to watch YouTube videos. But how many people are scheduling that time into their everyday routine? You're not, because you're like, I have to be productive, I have to be efficient. But really, when you schedule in something that you like to do, something that you enjoy, or something that, releases something in your brain that says, you know what? Even though we're watching this, we're still productive and we're still efficient. So I think that would help people if you schedule in something different into your routine that you enjoy, because subconsciously your mind is saying, you know what? They did something different today. It's the same thing, but they did something different today, and you don't feel like you're wasting the time. Matter of fact, you feel like you're pouring into yourself so you can continue a second push. Mm-hmm. So schedule something into your routine that you enjoy doing for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be very long, but schedule something different, because you got to mix things up in order to get an extra push a little later down the road.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So scheduling things that we enjoy into our daily routines, it sounds like it prevents us from burning out. It's actually necessary to achieve what we want to achieve.
100%. And I think that's a great word. So you don't burn out, because sometimes you got to play tricks on your mind, right? And then sometimes the best way to do that is to tell yourself and tell your mind, we're going to do the same thing, but on this Tuesday, we're going to schedule in some YouTube.
I love it. Thank you. Now, where can my followers listen to your podcast and follow you on social media?
Social media at Underdog AKH. Podcast is Unscripted with Akeem Haynes on all of your streaming podcast platforms.
Great. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here. You have a great show.
Thanks. Bye.